Hello, how are you? Yeah, great. Ready? My name is Ramis McRae. I'm a program lead and I'm Ida Rogers, also an Auslan program lead with Ramis. And what else do you coordinate? Yes, I coordinate the regional programs. Okay, great, Ramis. So the two of us want to welcome you to 2019 Semester 1 of the Auslan program. We're very excited. Okay, so the Auslan programs has various departments. Here in Paran, there's also Preston campuses as well. So if you have any questions, you can come here to level 4 in Building K. There's a lovely woman who's there. So this is the Auslan floor. The 3rd floor has reception and admin and other rooms as well. There's toilets and other facilities. There's also a canteen down the bottom and the library, it's next to the library. If you walk across, in E building you'll see a cafe, which is really lovely, the Apprentice Cafe. The library, student services, perhaps you want to buy a jumper or you need some help with enrolments. In Building K, Level 1. In Preston, the building is C. Is it on the bottom, on the ground floor, I believe. Okay, and the student lounge. There's a table tennis table. You can eat, you can relax. It's over in Building E. And in Preston, no, nothing there. Okay, who is that? Who's that woman? This woman over here, hello. And who is this? Yes, myself. So Ida and Ramis. Leslie, she's the lady I talked about before, who's admin support. And then we have an in-house interpreter called Ben. The people in Preston, in Certificate 2, Ben will interpret over there. Okay, so the Certificate 2 coordinator, just for a short while, not in the long term, is Paul. Certificate 3 coordinator is Rachel, here in Paran and Preston. And the Certificate 4 coordinator is Fiona. And the Diploma coordinator is Wendy, over here in Paran. It's really exciting. Okay, so Ida and Ramis, that's us too, and we are the program leads. And this is the flow of the organisation. So the next manager up is Tracy Pearman, and her boss is Pauline Morrow, who's the School of Foundation and Preparation head. And then flowing on from there is Dr. Karina Davis, who's the College of Humanities Leadership and Training Director. If you have any complaints, or you need to meet to talk to someone or provide feedback or ideas, you'd do that. You would meet with us and we'd feedback on and give that to Tracy Pearman, who may give that to her head, Pauline Morrow, and so on. Then if something needs to be approved, it will be approved from high up. I believe Tracy Pearman will email her availability on Moodle, so if you need to contact Tracy, you can do that. Also, you could call if she's available. Okay. So you might think Auslan is quite easy. Well, no, there is a process of involvement. And how can you become a really good learner? Well, it's going through this cycle of steps. So up the top there, active participation. For example, you feel quite shy or reticent, that's okay, but we do encourage you to try and get involved, get motivated, give it a go. Don't hesitate and hold back. You need to be involved to learn and then you'll improve. Then the teachers will be able to gauge your skills properly. If you're shy, that's fine. Just let the teachers know about that and they will work with you in the best way for you. but do try to involve yourself and participate actively. If you're tired or, that's okay, but you do try to do that. Meaningful material. So you need to link in with the resources we provide, anything to do with the course, anything that's provided to you, do your reading, watch the excerpts on YouTube. So you won't be only working within the classroom, there is study that you're required to do outside. And I'd like to add another thing, Auslan resources. There aren't a wealth of those in Australia, but there are around the world. So that's a bit of a shame for us. But if you've got ideas, we'd love to hear them, but be patient with us because that's something that needs to be developed and improved. Is that correct? Yes, that's right. So you learn once and that's it? No. These are skills that you need to practice and become comfortable with and improve on, and then things will feel more natural and smooth. It's an ongoing process. It's not a once is enough. You might have a one-off who's great, but that's not the general thing. So you really need to coordinate and liaise with your teachers. Be really open about them giving you feedback so that you can improve your skills. Holistic learning. So there is practical practice and there is also theory as well. You'll be going out to deaf events. It's not just about learning the sign language itself, no. For example, there are deaf-blind people, and so Auslan is used by quite a few people in our deaf community, and there are interpreters as well, so that there's a broad range of Auslan users. So, I'm not really skilled myself in working with deaf-blind people. Perhaps you can, do some practice there. So, multi-sensory experiences. Yes, you'll be using your hands, using your hearing. When you're thinking about directions and movement and placement, how things are placed visually, you really do need those skills. So most of you will be hearing, and you learn through audition or hearing, but you need to change that and really learn to take in information visually. And you may be fatigued, that's fine, we'll work together. And you'll see that, deaf people learn things differently. Sometimes we practice and we learn, and teachers will provide you feedback, and that's necessary, that provision of feedback, and is straight and honest about how you can improve your skills. So please don't be offended, don't think you're awful, it's not a big criticism. You need to accept the feedback and think about how you can improve those skills. Also, I just want to add, this isn't a competition. There is a huge variety of skills within our student body, and we're all individuals anyway. So I hope that you can all be involved in class and observe each other and think, oh, that person's quite slow, that one's a little bit quicker, and that's fine. We're all different. We accept these differences. This isn't a competition. It's about you improving your skills and about how you can support the community. Because that's what this is about. It's about how to communicate within the deaf community. I agree. Okay. So a quick summary about the course. In class, you'll be doing a lot of practicing, some role play. You'll be having opportunities to practice your readback skills. There's a lot of group work. And the skills will be related to real-life events. You'll be filming yourself, watching yourself signing, practicing in front of a video camera, hearing people hearing teachers might, like to record feedback with a red marker, but that's not how we deaf staff do it. We need to watch the video and make notes and do that live. So perhaps 15 years ago, when people were teaching Auslan, You know, the videos were huge, there was a big red flashing light, it was quite nerve-wracking. Now this isn't the case. You can do it in front of your laptop or with your phone, so it's quite less daunting now. I think it's a bit better. So you were all learners, you students, and it's not about us just providing all the instruction and you just sitting back and taking it all in. No, you need to manage yourselves, your time, your availability. You need to be self-managing learners. You need to be actively involved. It's not enough to sit back. You need to be involved in your own learning and respectful of each other as well. Some students might, as I just said before, have really great skills and be quite a bit in front, but you know, we're all similar and we all just want to succeed and learn. I want to give an example. Perhaps you're quite nervous in class. Please don't chat amongst yourselves because your teacher, who is deaf, can't support you that way. If you have a problem, perhaps write it down. And you know, it might be, oh, what does the teacher mean? Show your classmate that, show the teacher that. Please don't feel bad to ask for support. That's absolutely fine. But please don't talk amongst yourselves. And we understand your first language is English, that's fine. One more thing to add, what was that? It's to do with that last point. So our staff is deaf. We have our own culture, our own values, our own attitudes. Everyone's background is different and not all teachers are the same. You know, they are deaf, plus whatever else is involved in their self-identity. If you feel that something is a bit strange, please ask your teacher about that and they'll share their experience with you. We can learn from each other. Okay. How can you be really successful in learning Auslan? Sometimes you might know two different words, two different signs, and you'll try to work out what the meaning is. And then later on you'll feel that, oh, that was correct, and your confidence will improve, you'll be more comfortable. So you need to kind of guess, make some guesswork. You'll link with your reading, in English, when you're reading something you might not know what a word means, but you'll use the context to figure it out, and we do that here as well. You need to be a risk taker. It doesn't matter about making mistakes, just give it a go. You'll learn more about something called non-manual features or expression. You just need to give it a go. Use your face. It's really important, that one area. Don't be scared to be expressive in class. It's a safe space. You need to be a willing learner. Don't come to class and not really wanting to be bothered. No, you need to be keen and eager to learn and you'll improve your skills. You need to practice how to copy or imitate. Sometimes people can't do that very well. It's not a natural skill, but it's something that you can work on. And that will really support your learning. A self-starter, self-motivated. Don't sit back wondering how or why. You know, it doesn't matter if communication breaks down, you can fix or change the situation. You need to be a self-starter. It's the best way. Just be involved. Don't sit back and wait because you might lag behind. Think about joining in from the start. You know, if you start and you're lagging behind, you know, feel free to ask, oh, what's happening? So it's not like at university there's an 80% attendance rate for passing, but you do need to come regularly if you want to improve this language, your skills in this language. Please try to be committed to come and you'll improve your signing, absolutely. If you miss a class, maybe you've got an appointment, perhaps you can ask a classmate what you missed. Okay, assessments. Last year, the curriculum was linked to an old training package, so we have a new one this year and it's a really exciting time. There are a few things in terms of assessments that we haven't finalised yet, but that's okay. We'll make sure everything is in place and we'll let you know, the student body, what to expect. And we'll make sure that your ability to complete all your assessments is really smooth. So Melbourne Polytechnic, we follow Aqua and their system. But we're really pleased with the process that's happening. The assessments previously, in terms of the old training package, were a little bit different. So this new training package really focuses more on readback skills and live assessments. So assessments taking place through live discussions, watching deaf people coming in. You'd watch a discussion between two deaf people, or you might answer questions about it and then do some activities that are related. It means that you can't miss class on those days. That I'm a bit hungover, I can't come into class on that day. No, you really must attend. It's compulsory. We've booked that deaf person to come in, so you have to come in on those dates. But, of course, if you're very ill, that's fine. We need to negotiate some things. But so something I want to add that's not up there, Moodle is not yet ready, which is a bit of a shame. Certificate 2 students might be thinking, what is Moodle? So a lot of our theory assessments are on Moodle. We upload them there. There's an amazing woman working here now, Nicolette, that's her sign name, and she'll be available to support you if you have any problems with accessing Moodle. She'll show you the best way to access that. But it is a shame, we need to wait 2 weeks. Certificate 3 and onwards students might think, phew, we can wait a few more weeks until we start Moodle. So Moodle has assessments, or if something comes up and you need to have an extension, you can do that through Moodle. If you need to set up, you will need to set up a YouTube account and put on some of your assessments onto YouTube. And we might also feed back on there and link to there. So it's really important that your YouTube, please make sure it's unlisted, not private or public, no, unlisted, your YouTube accounts. And I encourage you to set up YouTube under your student number, not your own personal accounts. That's just my own advice to you. Okay. We won't talk about that now. But please have a look at this link. And it tells you about how to position and dress appropriately for your assessments. And if you're not sure, just check with your teacher. So lifelong learning is really important. I myself, I'm a native Auslan unit, but I'm still learning. I was born in Sydney, so there is some different signing here in Melbourne. Different signs are used, different dialects. There's always an opportunity to learn. Our assessments, our activities, they're all learned to what happens within the deaf community in true life. And you'll make those connections later. Maybe you can ask your teachers about it, and they'll involve it in their teaching. And your experiences, your life experience, your work experience, it can all link into Auslan. And it's really great. You'll develop skills more strongly when you can link your own experience into Auslan. And you're all adults in terms of your learning processes. And it's important to acknowledge that we're all different. That's fine. Remember, it's not a competition, that's all. So just a little tip to give you. We know that as hearing people, you're very comfortable just chatting to each other, and that's what's most natural, that's fine. But if you do see a deaf person come into your space, please try to start signing instead. And that way the deaf person can be involved. You don't have to involve them and interactively and joining into the conversation. And also in class. Outside it's up to you, but in class, please, signing only. It's good. It's a good opportunity. And yes, we know that your first language is English, you might be fatigued, but if deaf people are around, please try to sign. The deaf people can look and see if they want to join in the conversation or not. And really, signing and speaking at the same time is not encouraged. The two languages, English and Auslan, have different structures, and you can't really do either justice if you're signing and speaking at the same time. So you should either focus on speaking or on signing. If there's no deaf people around, sure, you can speak together, but otherwise sign. You can't mix two languages. It's like we don't speak English and then add in a little bit of German at the same time. There are some lip patterns of English in Auslan, but really the grammar is quite different. So English is a linear language. Auslan is spatial, it's visual, it's quite different. So our aim is to show you, not tell you. And your aim should be to show, not tell. Show me what you want to say to me. Set it up in space so I can see what you're trying to explain rather than hear it, because we can't hear it. You'll learn more about that, and it's a different way to communicate. So for an example, the English word order. Man stands on the bridge. To show you how, it would be like this. There's a bridge and there's a man standing on it right there, and it's set up in space. It doesn't follow a word order like English. Okay, now I'll talk about this. OH&S, I have an issue myself. So signing does have some risks in terms of your physical health. You can be quite tired and fatigued. We don't want anyone to have an injury. So before you start class, it's good to do a little bit of a warm-up, your wrists, your shoulders. If you need to sign for a prolonged period of time and you feel yourself getting a little bit sore, then do make sure you rest. And your teacher will support that. And please tell your teacher as well. Learning Auslan can be quite strenuous and fatiguing because you're not used to using your eyes so much and visual acuity as well as the muscles in your arms. Your fingers, you need dexterity. I can't do the number 9, for example. It's unfortunate for me. Oh, I can do it. Oh, kind of. Hope you're all better than me. So Auslan does require dexterity. You said that before, Amos. You talked about warming up. Okay. Good luck. From here, wait a minute. I just want to talk about something. Melbourne Polytechnic has a policy. If a student does not come for 4 weeks straight, without letting us know, without letting your teachers know, then we must withdraw you. And what does that mean? So maybe you're quiet for a few weeks and you come back. It means you'd have to pay again and enrol again. We don't want that to happen. So please communicate with us or is admin or your teachers. If you're not well, that's fine, let us know. Also, you start today your course and you've got 4 weeks until you can decide whether you want to withdraw, and you'll get your money back if you feel the course isn't for you. But after that 4-week period is over, then you won't be able to do that. So you've got 4 weeks to think about, is this right for me? How do I feel about this course? And make a decision. So the aim of this course is that you will all learn how to become our allies in space. We don't need helpers. Deaf people do not need helpers. Or maybe, support, that's fine. but we want to work together, coexist in space. We want to be space allies. Yeah, within the deaf community. Okay? Alright, great. Good luck from here on and welcome. And we want to make sure you really have a great experience and enjoy and really become immersed in our Auslan program. Thank you. Bye. Bye.